If you love what we do, then please consider supporting Kritfayle on Patreon. Your support helps us grow and to create more content more often. And now, on with the show. And it is the storage area for Billy's Bar. This is where they keep the wine. He has some beer distilling that he does himself, and then there is some imported stuff, which is the most expensive stuff. The food, the refrigeration unit, that's all in this level. It's about 70 feet. It's quite large. And although it's technically the bar, it seems to have some stuff for other... Probably they use it for other foodstuffs than that as well. It's called lower storage, but it's actually quite large, the lower storage.
Okay.
It's the lower storage for the whole facility.
Mm.
The lower storage is connected to the mass housing.
Yep.
So there's a lot of sort of larger areas.
All
So
right.
are we trying to... We have to get to the sub-basement, right? Or is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is on the other side. It's in the mass storage sort of area.
Okay.
Chris?
I would like to grab a bottle of imported vodka, if there is one. And I'll open it, take a swig, and then put it in my med kit, punishing some of my supply of disinfectant.
So Sig goes around the side of... It's not a bar, but it's like a large counter of some description to get to the vodka. Door you've come through is at the bottom. The big refrigerator unit's on the left, and there's some other crates in that. I'm assuming, just to be sure, everyone else is in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
There is a faint scraping and banging of metal in the vent. It falls into the room as a glistening piece of darkness lands on the counter next to Sig. It's hard to make out features, but it begins to unfurl, starting with its tail, which slides off the counter like a chain. It is big. Its arms are wide and end in claws. It has an elongated head, which appears to be devoid of eyes, but the light seems to drip off of it. Its lips peel back to reveal very sharp, pointed teeth.
Does it see me?
You are sure that it is aware of you.
Okay.
And we will do initiative.
Okay, so I see it has 4 cylinders. This is the thing that was in the water?
Mm-hmm.
For sure? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I'm just taking a shot then.
Oh.
Oh no! Nervous twitch. Oh wait, are we in short range of him? We
Oh,
are,
no!
aren't we?
You are, yeah.
What the hell?
Are you up to 8? Are you up to 8?
I'm up to 8.
I'm up to 6.
None. You do 5 points of damage.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
That kills
Yeah.
it, and Chris
Good to
lives.
know.
No,
Now-
sorry, Chris.
You see the rounds tearing into it. You see it's got a very hard outer shell, and you see that break, and it twists, and you see some acid splash onto Zig for 1 point.
Oh shit.
Actually, as I get sprayed with the acid, I kind of take a couple steps back and crash into the wall of alcohol, and some of it comes pouring down. Quite a bit of pain, though.
The Hallride's like, take that! Eat this!
It leaps back onto the wall, smashing shelves. It moves along the wall and grabs Sig and drags him through the door, and initially out of sight.
The alien lifts me up, grabs onto my stomach, and just rips a large hole, and my guts start to spill out, and my eyes shoot wide open, and my mouth opens in a silent scream. And it keeps ripping and rips me completely in half. The bottom half of my torso drops to the ground, and it's kind of not staring at you, but the front of it is facing you, and it's holding up half of my body. And then it just tosses the other half to the side, turning to face the rest of you.
Well, that's not stressful at all.
Okay, Hannah's dropping to her knees and vomiting on the ground.
Ziggy!
Holroyd's just like open mouth, sitting there. It's not panic, but it's just obviously he's taken aback a bit.
Starts to unload with the shotgun at the alien.
Oh my goodness.
But he's sort of losing it. That's why I'm sort of, he probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
controlled in his shooting either if he's starting to lose it.
No. That's what I said. He's just shooting
Yeah.
wildly at the alien. So
Yeah.
chances are he might miss with all of them anyway.
Oh no!
Okay, I don't want to press enter.
Well,
Okay.
do it. You have
Here
to.
Here I go.
It's the
I'm pressing.
rules.
I'm pressing
Okay.
enter.
Do it. Oh!
3 success
No panicking.
and no panic. I so want to push that roll.
Oh my goodness.
What are you doing with your successes?
All damage.
Okay, it only takes one. How do you want to do this?
Oh my god. I'm concerned now. Hirsch has just yelled out, Siggy! And rounds hit it in various parts of the body, and acid starts to spray everywhere as it crumples to the ground. Hirsch just stopping before the open door, breathing heavily. Does the GM want to weigh in on this?
Acid has been spraying around from each of the hits, hitting the walls, hitting the roof, and pouring over the corpse of Sig, who is now being even more defiled. His face is starting to melt. It's melting through his eyes and tearing, slowly melting his skull. And you can hear it this time a lot louder, the bubbling and the hissing as the acid is burning into both body and metal.
Hirsch turns around and vomits onto the ground and backs away from the door and seals the door shut as he backs away.
Amazingly quiet.
You're going to give me a stress for that, aren't you?
You want one?
Hirsch drops to his knees, drops the shotgun, and has just got his head in his hands.
Guys, I know you don't want to hear this now, but we've got to get moving on.
I don't know how much more I can take of this.
We've got to move.
What's the point? Everyone's dead.
Point is, we can try to make it out of here. Maybe warn others. If nothing else, maybe we can set up some kind of warning. Tell people
We
don't
need to
come
get
here.
off this rock.
Either way, we've got to get to air traffic control. So we've got to move.
Air traffic control. If there's any ships that have just recently supplied us, they'll be at air traffic control too. So you're right. We've got to get there. Don't worry, Hannah. We'll get you off this rock.
Shouldn't even be here.
Hirsch
Exactly.
picks up the shotgun.
All right, let's get it moving. Is there anything in here that we can quickly see, Aaron, that we might be able to use as a weapon?
It's a food storage area for a bar.
A bottle of OP, rip off part of his shirt, take the lid off, push the piece of shirt down into the bottle.
Got matches to light that?
Just quickly searches the bar and finds a Zippo lighter, flicks it, lights it up, closes the lid with a clink. I'm assuming they do that for like cocktails and stuff. They would have something there.
All the flammable cocktails.
All right, so we make our way out. I guess our order is Hirsch, Singleton, and then me.
Yep, Hirsch is going through the door. He's looking very, very stressed.
You enter what will be the mass housing, which is a very basic sort of a single-room apartment sort of complex, designed for workers that don't have families and stuff like that. And to the left is the larger storage area, which is used for practically everything else in the base. And then further down to the left leads towards the maintenance ladder that leads up into the west airlock, and then beyond that leads into the vehicle bay. All around this area is a mess of bodies. They are scattered around, they are torn up, they are hanging, they've bled out, they've had puncture wounds, slash wounds. The smell of congealed blood and offal is very strong.
There's no one left.
We both noticed each other.
You both notice another of these black pieces of darkness rising out of some of the bodies. It will be initiative.
Well, if we're close enough, I mean, I'll say it loud enough so that they hear me, but definitely no louder than I have to be so that they hear me. And is it within shooting range?
It is at medium range at the moment.
Okay.
You can move a full range band as a movement action.
Sure. Okay. I'll do that, and I will pump one round in there. Damn it!
No. Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah. So as I'm running up to shoot at it, just trying not to slip on all the effluence from all the bodies. I kind of slip a little as I take the shot. The kickback on the shotgun just kind of knocks it right out of my hands. It falls on the floor, and then I'm like, oh crap! I'm a bit panicked.
It leaps forward, and it lands, and it crouches down and leaps again the opposite direction and slides up to engage range, and its tail flicks around and comes straight at you, but you're just able to duck enough that it misses.
and Holroyd just ran off in front of us. Why is this game so stressful?
'Cause it's alien?
I'm sorry. I'm really struggling with this decision. Yeah. And I'm going to feel bad for leaving Holroyd if I did.
That's okay too. That's part of it, right? Part of this is difficult decisions when things go bad.
Hirsch grabs Hannah's arm
Okay.
and drags her towards the door. Hirsch has started crying. He's got tears coming out of his eyes.
Allride will yell at them. Get to the air traffic control. Never mind this. I got this.
Hannah's just kind of letting herself be dragged along. She's not really even reacting. She just seems to be in shock.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but you're
Oh,
keeping it
no.
together.
But I'm
You're
keeping it
kidding.
together. But two
Okay.
successes.
Two successes.
Okay.
But it got 3. So
He has got this. You've got this, Holroyd.
We yell as we run.
I feel so horrible.
It's engaged, and its tail's been like zipping forward, and he's been just sort of able to avoid getting stabbed by it, and then it suddenly just sort of darts forward and grabs hold of him.
So as he delivers his heroic get to the air traffic control, just as he finishes saying it, he's staring at you both, and his head is turned, and then you see the second mouth of the alien as it leaps right next to him. Just something comes bursting through his head, and as if that weren't gross enough, all of a sudden he just kind of stops and looks, and he's like, oh, if that's not the damnedest thing. And then you see a bunch of circuits and milky white fluid flowing out of his head, and then it just like he looks like he's died or shut down.
Where have we gotten to?
So you're close to the ladder that leads up to it comes out in the passageway leading to the airlock.
Yeah, I'm pushing
And-
her up first.
Okay.
And you see the creature throw John aside. His body bounces onto the floor, and then it starts running. Its front claws are hitting, and it's running on all fours, and it lets out this big screech that echoes straight down the main passageway, and it sort of washes over you. And as Hannah's starting to climb, you can hear another one in answer.
All right. But it's running towards us, right?
It's running towards you.
Hirsch pulls the light out, flicks it, lights it, and lights up the Molotov. Is
Okay.
Hannah climbing up?
Yep, she was sort of told to do it, so she's doing it almost robotically.
Yeah. How long would it take for it? Is there any way I can get up on that Hirsch can get up?
It might be close, but you've got a head start. It spent time killing your friend.
Oh dear.
It spent time killing my friend. What?
Of all the ways to put it.
Because you were running, so I'm assuming you chose to do a full
Yeah.
run. So that's
Yeah,
two
we did
zones,
a
right?
Yeah,
So you did
yeah.
2 runs. So you did 2 zones while it was killing John.
Yeah.
So you
Okay,
had a head start, and then on your initiative, you're going to do the same thing again. So
yeah. Hirsch,
it's faster, but you have a head start.
yeah. So Hirsch clambers up the ladder behind Hannah. He's trying to push her as fast as she can go. Once he thinks he can if he can get to a safe distance, he's just going to throw the Molotov down at the bottom of the ladder.
Okay.
Hurry up!
She'll try and go faster.
He sort of like got the shotgun slung over one shoulder as he's sort of pushing her. Like, even, yeah, and climbing up with one arm. His left arm has got the Molotov ready to throw down below. He's looking up. He's pulling himself up while still looking down beneath him, ready to throw. As soon as he sees the alien, he's just going to throw. But if he gets to a safe point where he thinks he can throw before the alien gets there, he's just going to throw it so it smashes on the floor and creates fire down there.
You think that you can do that?
Yeah, okay, so he does that. He throws the Molotov down, smashes on the area of the ladder below them, and I guess creates a fire around the ladder. I'm assuming they would have to go through the fire to get to the ladder. And Hirsch looks back up at Hannah.
Who's climbing as fast as she can.
Well, Hirsch is pushing her up. He'll just sort of try and be listening to see if anything's climbing up. I feel like my blood pressure.
So Hannah gets to the top of the ladder and hears the Molotov cocktail smash and a fire start. But when she's standing up at the top, she can now see 2 of those creatures running down the passage towards them.
At the bottom? Well, at the top.
At the top.
And Hirsch can see the shadow of the one at the bottom, which is stopped just outside the fire range.
So
Has Hirsch also reached the top of the ladder?
I'm assuming Hirsch was right behind her, so he crests
Yeah.
over and
So
sees
now we're
them.
both at the top of the ladder.
Where are we in relation to the air control tower?
You go out the west airlock, and it's about 150 meters across there to where it is.
And they're running towards the west airlock.
Hirsch reaches behind and punches the panel to open the west airlock. Turns to Hannah and says, 150 meters just north of here. Go. Go for your life. Pushes her
Okay.
out the door, closes the door, and shoots the control panel, cocks another round into the chamber. Why did I do that?
And you can see them, you can hear them. And one leaps up to the roof as the other one stays down, and it's crawling along the roof towards you, and the other one stays on the ground.
Oh, great. Alright, Herschel back up against the west lock, the west door.
And it is initiative.
Okay.
So you're going to get to go first.
Yeah, but I don't know what to do. Hirsch is gonna go out, but he's gonna at least try and cause some distraction, I hope.
Yep, go for it.
Okay. Alright, so Hirsch braces against the wall, puts his foot against it, and then kicks himself forward and runs forward towards the one on the ground. And once he gets close enough, he's gonna leash off 3 rounds at it and keep running. Holy
Any
crap.
stress. I'm surprised you haven't gone barmy, like full on.
Yeah.
Already.
So am I, but this is like he's almost at lunacy at the moment because he's just high strung.
Wait, can I hear this?
Oh, but it decreases my stress level by 1.
Cool.
It does, but I have to make a panic roll.
Oh no!
Don't
Scream!
Go screaming!
So does that mean I have to make a panic roll?
So apparently I hear a scream and just shriek as well.
Hirsch is going to, I guess, move into melee combat range and.
So you tore into it. Your shots are like tearing into the one on the ground, and it staggers it. Acid splashing on the walls and around the ground.
As he hears Hannah screaming outside, assuming that you've just now been murdered outside.
Okay.
What have I done?
Okay, so it comes to a stop in front of you, and it stands and it tilts its head and it stares deeply into the soul of its victim. You're mesmerized by the dread beauty of such a beast. Is this from hell or God? You get a stress level and must make an immediate panic roll.
Oh.
Huh. Does that bring you to 11 stress?
Yes, 11 stress. 3 successes and a panic.
The one from the roof then drops down with a loud crunch as it hits the ground, and it comes forward like a panther, and it reaches out with one of its claws and it like grabs your shirt, and then pulls you back into the darkness. You hear gunshots, you hear screaming, you hear hissing, there's crashing and bangs from on the other side of the door, and then a dragging sound and silence.
So when Hannah got shoved out the door and then it closed behind her, she didn't immediately start running as she was instructed to do. Instead, she was kind of staring at the door, not moving. She did hear the gunshots and screaming, which I guess her response in screaming kind of snapped her out of it a little bit, and so she has turned and started running towards the destination. Air traffic control. Will we finally get there? Only
the
one
wind
left.
is like hurling around you. The dust is spiraling in mini tornadoes, and it's sort of blocking your vision a little. But you can see ahead the lights of the air traffic control.
Okay.
And every now and again, the storm sort of passes, and the dust it's easier to see. And as you get to the door and you look back, you can see 3 shadows moving from the facility towards you. You can't see any detail on them, but they're low, moving over you can see the dust as they move behind them. And you know what they are, and you know they're coming for you.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just gonna keep running till she gets to air traffic control. Gonna enter the building, close the door behind me. Is there any way to lock it or anything to shove in front of it? Just to buy slightly more time.
Yep.
Alright. So if it's lockable, I will lock that. If there's any furniture nearby, I will just hastily shove it in front of the door. And then Hannah is going to try and find whatever equipment you use to send a distress call.
It is. From being there, it's in the main tower.
Okay.
And it's the communication array.
Okay. So yeah, she was still holding her pistol. She's basically just gonna drop that on the floor and ignore it. In the other hand, she is still clutching a toy dinosaur, and she's gonna hang on to that, and she will head to the communications array.
You enter the tower, and you can see the main facility across from you, about 150 meters away. And every now and again, the storm swells in, and you can't really see it, and then it sort of passes. And when you're there, you're not 100% sure, but just for a second, you think you can see a little girl under one of the vehicles looking at you, holding a doll. And then the storm comes in, and when it fades again, she's not there. And below, you can start to hear a bang.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Alright. I just want to use the communications array to send a distress call.
And what's your message?
Alright, so
Since you did the trailer, you're actually the bookends of this one.
I know. Press the button to start recording, and after she's done that, she's just gonna pause for a moment because she does not even know what to say to explain this scenario. And then she's probably just gonna kind of start talking in a whole mess of everything that went on. And so the message will be, I don't know who's hearing this, but this is the colony. This is Hadley's hope. And we need help. Everyone's dead. Except for me. But I'm gonna be dead pretty soon, too. There's these creatures, and they came in on a tractor. Somebody brought them, maybe. And they were maybe being studied, but they killed everybody. Everyone, the whole colony. Everyone's gone. My name's Hannah Singleton, and if you're hearing this, please tell my sister I'm sorry I didn't make it home. And then she's gonna shut that off, and then she'll just sit down and wait.
A creature slowly comes into view. Its claws are leaving scratches in the glass, and it leans back before slamming forward.
Cut to corporate office, very brightly lit. Very nice desk. The waveform of Hannah's message is playing on a monitor in front. When it's over, the man listening picks up the phone. It's happened. Code Alpha 976. Burke.
The official Alien RPG is released by Free League. Kritfayle's Alien miniseries stars Ken as John, Emily as Hannah, Shadow as Sig, RavenInsane as Hirsch, Ghost as Mother. Some of the sounds come from Sirenscape.com. You can find us on Kritfayle.com. This has been a Kritfayle production.